Hey, what's up, everyone? How y'all doing? I'm back again, ready for another video related to the University of Hawaii men's basketball team. Once again, it is not a game recap because basketball season for the University of Hawaii was over a long time ago. But I will say this, though, it is a video concerning good news. Why? Because it just became known to the state of Hawaii that they've landed another committed player to the roster. I'm going to talk about him in just a minute, but hey, listen, subscribe if you haven't. Helps the algorithm, helps me out. Show your support. I'm definitely warmed by all this. I'm definitely warmed by all the support. I got my channel monetized on March 10th, and I would very much like to do this full time, or at least part time. And I'm still trying to get out to the sports world in Hawaii as part of the media. Uh, sure hope that some of them have seen these, but anyway, I mentioned that the University of Hawaii has gotten another commit. So let's start this. Let's start this mother. Okay, as mentioned at the start of this, University of Hawaii has landed another committed player, and he is from and he is transferring to the state of Hawaii from North Carolina. And for any of you diehard college basketball fans, even if you're not, even if it's just your local college basketball team like me, anybody who knows college basketball knows that's the school that Michael Jordan went to back in the 80s, in the 70s or 80s, somewhere around there. But anyway, but anyway, the guy that has come from the Tar Heel state over to the 50th state, and his name, Justin McKoy. Now, this guy is a grad transfer, so the unfortunate part is we're only going to see him for one season, maybe two if something goes wrong. Anyway, but anyway, I do believe that with these two signees, and yes, I did say two because if you recall in one of the past videos that I did, University of Hawaii got a committed player from the Ivy League, and his name is Matthew Cotton. And I'm looking for big things from Cotton, and I'm certainly going to be looking for big things from Justin McKoy for the 2023-24 season. Now, as it turns out, and I actually was reading the Honolulu Star Advertiser the other day, and this guy here, Stephen Tsai of the Honolulu Star Advertiser, and it says Bose land a grad transfer from North Carolina. So obviously, we're gonna very much be in for some good news. Never mind. Anyway, anyway, I was looking at this, and McKoy is a 6'8", 220-pound guy. Played two seasons at Virginia and the past two at North Carolina. Again, as this thing says here, and of course, right next to it is one of my former professors at UH Manoa, Dave Reardon, and who wrote a column about UH that University of Hawaii should be in another conference. We'll talk about that in another video. We'll talk about that a little later, actually. But anyway, Justin McKoy. It turns out that he is actually great friends with UH's point guard Juan Munoz, who graduated already. And of course, the word is that Juan Munoz is petitioning for another year for the University of Hawaii. And I hope he gets it because, I hate for him to spend 2 years here and barely even have a tenure, especially with someone as talented as he is. Because if you recall, we lost Juan Munoz in the Hilo exhibition matchup due to an Achilles tendon injury. But I'll tell you what, that McKoy kid, I'm definitely going to look for some big things from him because when you consider that we lost four guys to the transfer portal, if you saw my last video related to the men's basketball team, um, do I believe that the pieces are starting to fall into place? I sure hope so. You know, obviously, all coaches they know they can't talk about the new recruits and all that, but obviously, the team is still once again in a rebuilding mode, especially when you consider that we lost four guys to the transfer portal. Three of them, with three of them being key contributors, and Justice Jackson, Amor Lotto, and Beon Riley. But of course, Amor Lotto, we didn't see much of him last season because he was ruled out due to shin splints. Of course, Beon Riley and Justice Jackson missed their fair share of games due to injuries of their own. But, considering that McKoy is actually affiliated with Juan Munoz and he and Munoz have a little bit of good history together, and if Munoz gets that extra year, I think we'll be in for a great season. I thought we would be in for a great conference season, and it was decent, but still, overall, the 2022-23 season was very, very successful for the University of Hawaii. I mean, when you look at it, we nearly lost out on the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. We won the North Shore Classic, and we won the Diamond Head Classic for the very first time. But unfortunately, it ended in tragedy at the Dollar Loan Center, where UH fell to Cal State Fullerton in overtime, 62-60. And of course, is there any word about Noel Coleman possibly leaving the University of Hawaii? No, there isn't, as far as I know, anyway. But I'll tell you what, I think he will be back next season because if it was clear, something would have been said about Noel Coleman leaving the University of Hawaii after this season. But you know what? On that note, if he is leaving, then he could make a lot of money playing professional from where he in his own country of Belgium. And but at the same time, that would be a giant loss for the University of Hawaii. And when you consider the season that we had during conference play, I'm sure that Noel Coleman would certainly not want to end his tenure at UH that way. But anyway, as far as Justin McKoy is concerned, have I seen him play? No, obviously, because I didn't hear of him until they reported about him on the news. And but still, if you can get a guy from North Carolina or anybody or anywhere else that's some college basketball star like Michael Jordan or like where Michael Jordan played at North Carolina, you got a damn good amount of talent coming there. And the only sucky part is we're only going to have him for one season, two if he ends up getting hurt. But anyway, I'm looking for big things from him. And when you factor in Matthew Cotton coming from University of, or excuse me, Yale University in the Ivy League, I think we'll be in for a great season. And when you consider the fact that you got guys returning like possibly Noel, other than Noel Coleman, you got guys returning, guys like Bernardo da Silva, Cody Williams, Harry Ruliadeff, and Ryan Rapp, just to name a few. I think we'll be in for a great season, and perhaps if those preseason analysts who picked UH for second place this past season and they ended up finishing fifth, maybe this upcoming year could be the one where he ends up finishing second. But I'll tell you what, I must have a crystal ball myself because last season I picked them for third, whereas the preseason predictors, they picked us for fifth or sixth. And I picked them for third because I don't know, I just had this insight, just this feeling, because we were supposed to get Jerome DeRosier back. He petitioned for another year because the Ivy League shut down because of COVID. And when the NCAA decided not to grant an additional senior year to the Ivy League schools, that was pretty much a stupid decision on their part. But the NCAA, oh gosh, those people are, oh gosh, those people have PhDs in questionable decisions. And not giving Jerome DeRosier a second senior year was one of them. Not gonna lie. So, and of course, like what Coach Aron Ganot was saying about Jerome DeRosier, that it's almost impossible for him to have a bad game. He's right. The only time I saw him have a bad game was probably in the semifinal matchup of the 2022 Big West tournament, where UH fell to Cal State Fullerton on a night where both teams didn't really shoot the ball very well. So, so obviously that was a real injustice to the Ivy League players, and I'm sure that a lot of people would have to be bashing on the NCAA for that, and I might be one of them, but I'm not going to do that here. You know why? Because that's not going to get you anywhere. But you know what? Hey, it is what it is. I mean, we still had a great season overall. Could have been better. We probably would have filled in a lot of voids during conference play if Juan Munoz didn't get hurt again. But obviously, we're definitely going to have a great season to put ourselves back on the radar. And but of course, in that column I just showed you with my old UH Manoa professor Dave Reardon, he was saying that UH should get a lot more financial aid if they were in another conference. That's something my dad and I have been saying for years now, because when you look at this, the Big West, they're a one bid only league, whereas other teams get three to five slots for the NCAA tournament. So you know what? And you put the University of Hawaii in the Mountain West like they are for football. Uh, that's a conference where University of Hawaii could rekindle some old rivalries from their days in the Western Athletic Conference. Getting teams like Fresno State and Louisiana Tech and Nevada possibly. Because obviously our college football team is in the Mountain West, but I've been thinking that with the Mountain West, I thought that conference, because they only play they have only like 6 teams, and they play only 6 conference games or so, or something like that. I kind of thought that the Mountain West was kind of dying in football. I don't know, just the way I saw it. But hey, don't quote me on that. I mean, but anyway, as far as that McKoy kid's concerned, like I said, I'm looking for big things from him. I'm not sure what position he is, but he might be a forward. He might be a guard, but the Big West is a guard-oriented squad. And if McKoy is a guy that can do his said role well, we'll be in for a great season. So do I think that pieces are falling into place? Sure hope so. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see when basketball season begins in the fall, around November or so, and hopefully that Munoz will get another year. And of course, rumor is that Cody Williams is going to be placed on scholarship with the transferring of some guys like Omoro Lotto and Beon Riley, and those two are total stakes in the heart. Let me tell you. But I already mentioned that in my last video. So I guess we'll have to wait. So all right, guys, that's it for today. And remember, subscribe if you haven't. It helps me out, helps the algorithm, show your support. And I'll be on the lookout for another video, and I will do another softball recap. But it's not going to be this week because UH softball, they're on the road at Cal Poly. But no, I don't know. Water polo has a couple more games. And they're at home. So we'll have to see what happens. Not sure if I will go to one of those. I might, but I'm still kind of thinking about it. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. And well, I'm a punter, everyone.